Hey, I want to talk to you about something that is already happened, not something that is coming, not a trend to watch out for, something that has fundamentally changed. The way UX and UI design work gets done day to day. So, the way product teams are structured, and most importantly, what companies now expect from a designer sitting across the table from them. So I have been in this field for 25 years. So I have seen design go from print to digital, desktop to mobile, static comms to interactive prototypes. Every one of those shifts created a gap between designers who adapted and designers who didn't. So what is happening right now with AI is one of those shifts. And here is what I find most interesting about this particular moment. The designers feeling the gap the most are not the beginners. They are experienced people, graphic designers with strong visual foundations, UX designers who have been practicing for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, self taught practitioners who build real things, people who know their craft but feel like the ground has moved under their feet. If that is you, this is for you. Section 1: How AI has changed UX UI workflow. Let me be specific because AI is changing everything is the most useless thing you can say to a working designer. So let me tell you exactly what has changed and where you feel it. The first shift is in research. So traditionally, research was the slowest part of the design process. So conducting the interviews, affinity mapping, synthesizing notes, building the personas, it could take days. Sometimes it may be a weeks. And most product teams cut corners on it because of the time pressure. So AI has completely changed that timeline. So today, a designer who knows how to use the right tools, something like a Perplexity for competitive research, or ChatGPT or Cloud for synthesis, Gemini for market analysis, can compress what used to take a week into a focused session. So, not because the thinking is skipped, because the mechanical parts, organizing the date, spotting the patterns, generating the first draft personas from the interview notes, those are accelerated. So your job is still to ask the right questions, challenge what AI surfaces, catch what it misses. But your face is now different. And if you are still working at the old pace, manually doing what tools can assist, you are slower than the designer next to you who isn't. The second shift is in UI generation and prototyping. So this is where most designers they feel it the sharpest. Tools like a Google Stitch, Vivo by Vercel, and Figma Make can now generate the production quality UI from a prompt. It's not perfect. So what this means in practice? So you can able to explore more directions faster, generate the three layout approaches in the time it used to take to build one. So you can able to kill the bad ideas earlier because you have seen them visualized. So show a client or stakeholders something tangible on day 2 instead of day 10. The quality of your judgment doesn't change. So in fact, it becomes more important because now you are evaluating the AI output, not just producing the screens, but your output speed. That looks very different. The third shift is in testing and shipping. So, usability testing used to feel like a separate phase, something that happened after design was completely done. So, tools like a Maze have changed that. So, you can plan a test, run it with the real users, and get the heat maps and synthesized insights back within hours. AI assisted synthesis means you are not spending days interpreting what happened. You are iterating. So, and shipping the actual handoff to developers, the live landing page, the documentation that is faster too. So, auto generated specs, AI written UX copy, Framer AI for live web publishing, The wall between the design and shipped product has gotten significantly thinner. So these three areas, research, UI generations, and testing to shipping, that's where the workflow has actually changed. So not just use AI tools. So these are the specific stages where your process looks different now. Section 2, what companies are actually expecting now. Now, let me tell you what companies are actually asking for. Because I talk to hiring managers, I talk to the product leads, and I have seen the portfolios from designers applying for roles right now. The expectation has shifted. And I will say it very plainly, companies are no longer impressed by beautiful UI alone, a well crafted screen in table stacks. What they are looking for is a designer who can operate across the full product thinking loop and do it at a pace that matches how fast product teams move today. So, three things I hear repeatedly from companies right now. Number one, show me the process, not just the screens. So, case studies that only show the final UI are losing ground. So companies want to see how did you frame the problem? What did research tell you? How did you iterate? And what did you test? And what did you change because of it? So AI hasn't reduced this expectation, it's raised it. Because if a tool can generate a decent looking UI, your value is entirely in the thinking that surrounds it, the framing, the decisions, the judgment calls. Two, are you working in an AI assisted workflow? This doesn't mean do you use ChatGPT occasionally? So actually it means can you integrate AI tools into your actual design process in a way that makes the whole team faster? Can you prompt effectively? Can you evaluate what AI gives you critically? Push back when it's wrong. Build on it when it's useful. That is the capability companies want to see the evidence of in your portfolio and your case studies. Three, can you ship not just a design? The gap between the Figma file and the live product has gotten much smaller. So, companies, especially startups, product teams, founder led organizations, they want designers who understand that design doesn't end at a handoff, who can build a working prototype someone can actually use, who can publish a live landing page, who treat the shipped product as the real deliverable. So this is the gap. So between what many capable, experienced designers land and what the market is rewarding in 2026, the gap is real and it's absolutely closable. But you have to be honest with yourself about whether you are in it. Section 3, who has the advantage? Here is what I find genuinely interesting about this moment. The advantage doesn't go to the youngest person in the room. It doesn't go to whoever started using AI tools earliest. The advantage goes to the designer who has the right foundation and adds the AI workflow layer on top of it. So let me tell you who is specifically positioned to win right now. So graphic designers moving into UX. So you already have something that takes years to develop. The visual sensibility, composition, hierarchy, color, typography, spacing. So you understand how things feel before you understand why they work. So that is not nothing, that is a significant head start. What you are adding in the UX thinking layer, how to frame a problem, how to structure a product, how to test whether your design actually works for the users. And the AI tools available today, particularly in the research and synthesis space, make that learning curve meaningfully shorter than it was 3 years ago. So you are not starting from zero, you are building on a real foundation. That is an advantage. So self-taught UX UI designers. So you have figured out a lot on your own. You know the tools, you have done real projects, you have probably shipped things people have actually used, but there are gaps. So in process rigor, in how you document your thinking, in how you present your work to a product team or a hiring manager. So AI workflows done properly actually force that rigor. So they make you more systematic because you have to be intentional about what you are prompting, what you are evaluating, what you are keeping, and what you are rejecting. So structured practice in this area pays off disproportionately for self-taught practitioners. Aspira alumni and designers who upskilled 2 or 3 years ago. So you are not wrong to feel that the curriculum you went through is partially dated. The field moved fast, but here is what you have that nobody entering fresh has. You have felt real product pressure. So you have defended a design decision. You have sat in a stakeholder meeting. So you have done a handoff that didn't go smoothly and figure out why. That experience combined with the focused AI workflow upgrade make you a more complete designer than almost anyone entering the market for the first time. So you need one targeted intervention, not a course from scratch. Section 4, who this bootcamp is for. Hey, I want to be direct about something because I think honestly upfront saves everyone's time. So this bootcamp is not for everyone. So if you are a complete beginner, if you have never used Figma, if design fundamentals are new to you, this is not your starting point. We have a foundation program at Aspira built specifically for that. You can start from there, build the base, then come to this. The AI UX bootcamp assumes you already have working knowledge of Figma, frames, components, auto layout. It assumes you understand the basic design fundamentals. It assumes you have or can develop a product idea you actually want to design and ship. So if you are a graphic designer, a self-taught UX UI designer, an Aspira alumnus, or a working designer who wants to integrate AI properly into your process, you are exactly who we build for this. See, we also have front-end developers who are crossing into product design. Your code mental model maps directly to how Vivo and Figma make work, which gives you a surprisingly fast run. And founders and product managers who want to design and prototype their own products end to end. This workflow gives you that capability without needing to hire a designer for every screen. The common thread across all of this, you already understand the basics. You don't need to start from the beginning. So you need to go deeper, faster with AI integrated from the start, not bolted on as an afterthought. Section 5, the bootcamp. We built the Aspira AI UX bootcamp. It's about a 5 weeks, 15 live sessions. So weekly 3 sessions. So each session will have around 1.5 years. So personally, mentor led every single session. There is no pre-recorded content that you watch alone and hope makes sense. So the structure follows 5 workflows, and I use the word workflow deliberately. So it's not a modules, it's not a topics, workflows. Because the goal is not the knowledge transfer, the goal is that you leave with a way of working that you can repeat on your next project and the one after that. So, week 1, research and validation. So, you validate a real product idea using AI assisted research. Competitive analysis, market sizing, behavior analysis. You build the personas and journey maps with AI scaffolding. By the end of week 1, you have a research brief and a validated idea, not a hypothesis, and evidence backed starting point. So, week 2, structure and system. So, in this week, you build the information architecture, user flow with the edge cases, site maps. You establish the visual directions with the mood boards and set up your design system foundation in Figma with the AI assisted components. The output is your UX flows, your sitemap, and a working design system ready for UI. Week 3, UI generation and prototyping. So this is where Google Stitch, Vivo, and Figma make come in. So you generate the product UI, refine it in Figma, and build an interactive hi-fi prototype in Framer AI. So you also write a UX copy and run an accessibility audit. By the end of the week 3, you have the screens someone can actually interact with. Week 4, testing and iteration. So you plan and run the usability test using the maze, heat maps, click paths, real user feedback. So AI assisted synthesis to find the patterns. So you apply the findings and the iterate. So you ship the responsive layouts across the devices. So this is the week most design courses skip. And it's the week that separates the portfolio piece from a credible product. So week 5, ship and showcase. So developer handoff with auto-generated specs, a live landing page you publish, a written case study, a portfolio site, a product demo video, and session 15, the AI product showcase, where you present your product to the real audience. Alumni, founders, recruiters, an 8-minute pitch, a live demo recorded for LinkedIn. So you leave with one complete tested shipped product, one strong portfolio case study, and a workflow you know how to repeat. So enrollment is open right now. So the founding batch, very limited seats. The details are on this page, online, Chennai and Bangalore. So read the curriculum if it matches where you are coming. So one last thing, the designers who will struggle in the next few years are not the ones who don't know AI. They are the ones who are aware of it, who read about it, who follow the conversation, but never commit to actually integrating it into how they work. So there is a real difference between knowing about a tool and being able to use a workflow, and being able to use a workflow under the pressure on a real project with a real deadline and a real stakeholder waiting. So that difference is what this bootcamp is designed to close. If you are ready for that, we will see you inside.